Good morning. The rainbows aren't gone. They're just coming in and out with the clouds overhead. Maybe you'll even hear some of the bird song here. Okay, this is the first episode of the series called Embracing the Dark Side. Now these were written back in January. They all came one right after another on January 27th, pretty much right after another. And the Mayan day was 11 alligator or crocodile. So, embracing the dark side. A. I am made new once again. Who and what am I now? What is the difference? There is a serious difference now, once again, of a sort not at all like what has come before. I won't go on commenting or trying to put words to how amazing it is that changes keep coming so fast and so amazingly different, each one. It just is what it is. So, what is different now, though, is of a different sort entirely. Rather than being taken higher and deeper into the vastness of being, this difference centers more here on the earth, on the conscious mind, the outer awareness. It has been what I once would have called a difficult week, but I don't do that anymore, having learned, at least somewhat, to recognize that there are always blessings in among all difficulties. It has been challenging, though, for I have been made to look within and see and accept the facts around elements of my own dark side. Yes, we all have one. Every coin has its tails that goes quite nicely with the heads in perfect balance. My whole understanding of life in these lower realms, the 3D and 4D areas, is that its highest beauty is found in perfect equipoise, perfect balance. That is the ideal. Not that being out of balance is wrong in any way. I don't see things through the eyes of right and wrong anymore. I won't go into that too much, for the subject is too big, and that's not where I'm headed. It's just that whatever we choose is fine. We can learn from that, whatever it is, regardless. It can be beautiful to the extent, especially, that we are coming from heart. All is for learning and growing. But to continue, back to my dark side, back to having and owning our dark side, the dark side. We fool ourselves completely if we think we are all sweetness and light. That is unbalanced and out of polarity, at least in this 3D realm. We must go into much higher dimensions before we find this light as the perfection of what is. For the time being, it is best if we accept ourselves as being in the realm in which we currently reside, and get about making friends with this reality. The other will come along soon enough, but that is not our business here and now. So, to those who refuse to allow a negative thought to cross their path and remain, I suggest caution with that. In this realm of the positive and the negative, the hot and cold, light and dark, in and out, up and down, the heads and tails, I suggest we make friends with that, with the beautiful, balanced aspect of it. What would the world be like in the absence of the cold, the dark, the down, the out? How could one live in such an alien world as that? One could never enjoy another sunset or a sunrise in such a freaky creation. You couldn't hear the birds sing if it wasn't for the silence, the absence of sound. So please reconsider. Consider embracing balance instead of only one side. Not that I am very far along on this path of balance myself, mind you. I, too, came from the place where positive thinking was the thing, where I was for a long time conscious of each thought and how its negativity could harm my world. I lived in this unbalanced state quite a while, not knowing it for what it was, unbalanced. Thus, being a fairly recent convert to acceptance of my own dark side and the dark side as a whole, don't think I'm so much further along on the path than anyone else. We're all equal here anyway, all equally expressions of source, of divinity, of light. So, I think I'll stop here. I don't want to go off on some rant or some justification of why the dark side is not really evil, not bad at all, for that would be a mental thing, and mind is not where the diamond mine lies. That lies within, deep in heart. It is my intent to go within and examine some of my own darkness, to shine some light on it, and uncover its riches, previously hidden from sight. Why hidden? Because I refused first to own or even examine this. I've got a typo for inner, and it's inder darkness. And then I say, by the typo for inner, which came out inder, I see the hint bestowed. It is both inner and under. Here on earth, every tree casts its shadow. Is the shadow beneath or under the tree somehow evil? Is it dark or negative? Do you see what I'm getting at? So, why the heck am I explaining to some phantom audience anyway in this journal? What's with that? Sure, I know I post these things sometimes, but not all of them. What, have I become so conscious of the possibility of posting? I just lost my place. Of the possibility of posting that I write to that audience? No, it is not necessarily that, for I have decades of journaling wherein the same phenomena appears, the writing to an audience, an observer. Now, I gave up questioning it long ago. It just is what it is, so I go on. Anyway, it is enough in this one, perhaps, to have first accepted the inner darkness, its existence, then set out to examine some of it, that which appears. This is so key, for unless a thing first be allowed to exist, be acknowledged, then how can it be examined? How examine a chimera? Again and again I am shown how vision is so very key to inner, even outer development. That is enough.